Wednesday night action featured the second semi-final in the Dockerty Cup, with South Springvale taking on St Albans for a spot in the final against the Melbourne Knights. South Springvale has beaten Doncaster, Pascoe Vale, Canley, Fawkner Blues and Hume City to get this far, while St Albans eliminated Clifton Hill, Avondale Heights and Northcote on penalty kicks. Both teams have matches in the FFA Cup to look forward to, with Bill Lambropoulos and his South Springvale team drawing South Cardiff from northern New South Wales, while Toby Patterson and St Albans drew Parramatta FC, a second-tier team from New South Wales. Teo Pellizzeri from the NPL Vic Live crew with you for this one at the Olympic Village in Heidelberg. Let's go to the highlights. Here comes the free kick from White on the left, in swinger, and Metcalf was making a run at the back post, but it goes out for a goal kick. Metcalf with the throw from the right. DEVLIN heads it away, and now clears with his feet. Ryan with a volley! Oh, it's 1-0 to South Springvale! Dara Ryan from the top of the area, unleashing a left-footed volley, and that goal puts South Springvale in front. Could they be heading to the Dockerty Cup Final? It was a speculative strike, but he hit it with the outside of his left boot, and it bent perfectly away from the dive of Tonio BARESIC. It's South Springvale 1, St Albans 0. BARESIC hurls it out, and Ross will launch an attack for St Albans from left back. MCILROY keeps it in on the left. Advancing into the left side of the area, and the cross is knocked up and high out to the left-hand side again. Clearance coming in from Ryan. MCILROY now in a 1-on-2, shakes both his markers, crossing it in, and PANEK can't make contact, and YABIO with an acrobatic attempt that's blocked away again. And now South Springvale with a crunching challenge clear their lines. PANEK's half volley went up in the air, and Teddy YABIO very nearly with the spectacular reply. Free kick on the right to be taken by HARVEY. And there will be two in the wall for South Springvale. Floating to the back post, McGuffie. And now PANEK! And his shot is deflected out for a corner. Some last-ditch defending from South Springvale to preserve the lead. And it was Gifkins, the goalkeeper, sliding in and just getting the touch. Well, it's a genuine cup tie. Chances at both ends. And South Springvale chasing this goal deficit. DEVLIN at centre-back, weighing up the options. Now plays it to HARVEY. Now to Ross on the left. YABIO's dispossessed, and South Springvale will come away with the ball. Nice flick in midfield, and it's opening up for Panagopoulos to break down the right. Goes round DEVLIN, and Ross knocks him over. He looks at the referee, does Panagopoulos, but no call forthcoming. Shoulder to shoulder. Nice moves as he went into the area. But the backtracking Ross was able to win the ball. Here comes the corner. McGuffie rising high at the back post, but he can't keep it down. Second time tonight he has been a very serious aerial threat. Ross to DOBRAZZIEWICZ. Out to McGuffie. And now hitting it down the line. PANEK takes it in his stride. Slides it through, right side of the area, the cutback, and it's cleared away by Cullen. Dangerous ball through the South Springvale area, but coolly dealt with by Cullen to steer it out of trouble. Metcalf to the top of the area. The clearance is sliced towards the byline, and now BARESIC coming out of his area has given away the foul. Hard up against the byline. Here comes the set piece. Crossed to the near post. And now volleyed to the right side of the area. And the shot goes wide from Florea. It took a deflection. BARESIC had it covered. YABIO cuts onto his right. HARVEY. DOBRAZZIEWICZ. Assessing the options. Now DOBRAZZIEWICZ plays it back to HARVEY to the right-hand side. McGuffie crossing it in. Headed away. HARVEY with the volley! And that one goes wide to the left. Met it sweetly on the volley at the top of the area, and it went just wide of the post. Thrown in by McGuffie. Little 1-2, and now the chance to cross. That one's held at the near post by Gifkins. And the young goalkeeper deputising for Rani Dauscher continues to hold this clean sheet. Pass from halfway. DEVLIN misses it. Chance for Panagopoulos. No, he's lost it under his feet. And now a left-footed shot. A hopeful ball for a goal kick. It was a decent chance after the error by DEVLIN, but Panagopoulos just got a little excited and left the ball behind. Cullen wheels onto his right. It's a high ball into the area. DEVLIN! Good header and held by Gifkins. Positioned himself well. DEVLIN nodding it down after rising above two South Springvale defenders. DOBRAZZIEWICZ to bring it back in. McGuffie. Cullen blazing through! And it is 1-1 for St Albans! They're level with 20 plus stoppage to go. It's South Springvale 1, St Albans 1. And this cup tie is back on. The dream of going to the Dockerty Cup Final stays alive for St Albans. It really was just blazing through traffic there from Cullen, and his right-footed shot had too much power for Gifkins. 1-1, and Nicholas Cullen has levelled the game. Trying to harness the momentum. PATERSON to take the corner. It's high, swirling in the air, and it's scrambled off the line. DEVLIN got up to the ball, but headed it down into a defender. St Albans wing back possession. It's a high ball over the top. PANEK breaking. He's through here. It's PANEK! And he attempted the lob, but only succeeded in volleying it straight into Gifkins' grasp. It was the right idea from PANEK, but he just couldn't get the elevation on the shot. PATERSON's going to send it long. MCILROY with the attempt, but he just couldn't bring it back. Too tight an angle. He did well to make contact at the back post, but he didn't get much of the ball. Will there be another late twist? We had one last night with the Bentley Greens able to equalise in the 95th minute. Out to the right. Kept in. Still a chance. Cullen. Damiano sends it away. And there is the whistle. We're going to extra time. Just like last night's semi-final, we'll need 30 more minutes to decide this one. DOBRAZZIEWICZ on halfway for St Albans. MCILROY. HARVEY. Now McGuffie. PATERSON. Feigns once. And now sends in a long shot. Stings the hands of Gifkins. But he's equal to the task. He saw it all the way. And the South Springvale keeper keeps things level. McGuffie. St Albans attacking again. MCILROY had to come back from an offside position. And now he's floating that one over the bar. An ambitious attempt from that far out. And he couldn't keep it down. Metcalf heads away the cross. ROSMAN on the right for St Albans. Cross to the top of the area. Nassim deflected into the path of PATERSON. And again, Gifkins able to get down and make the save. He went to ground early, Jordan Gifkins. Lost his footing, but he was still able to recover and scramble to make the save. Extra time nearly up. This might be the last hope. Floated in and held by BARESIC. Throws it out. DOBRAZZIEWICZ. Maybe now St Albans with an opportunity. McGuffie heads it on. Bouncing into the area. And Gifkins coming out just in time to deny PANEK as the full-time whistle sounds. 120 minutes and it's 1-1. We'll go to penalty kicks. Melbourne Knights waiting in the final, but who will join them? First kick, MCILROY scores down the middle. Ricky Diaco taking his time over the kick. It's Diaco, and he blazes that one in. Went for power and put it past the keeper. Silences the crowd, Ricky Diaco. And he brings it level 1-1. Two teenage goalkeepers in this shootout. Both of them must be very nervous. BARESIC got through the Northcote game after a penalty shootout. And Gifkins has played quite well tonight. Who will be the first to make a save? Here's PATERSON. Scores! Inside the left-hand post. A clinical penalty. Even if he'd gone the right way, he probably wouldn't have got to that one. Ari Drakos. Long run up. And scores. BARESIC went the right way. But Drakos makes it 2-2 in the shootout. Got a left hand on the ball, BARESIC. And he's frustrated. He thinks he should have saved it. Next up, it's Ross for St Albans. Left-footed taker. Penalty spot is proving problematic already. Eventually the ball will rest. And Ross can take. And he scores. Low to the right corner. Gifkins guessed correctly, but the ball squeezed underneath him. Fitzgerald coming up now to take for South Springvale. BARESIC trying a few head games, perhaps inspired by Tim Krul. Fitzgerald scores. 3-3. DOBRAZZIEWICZ scores low to the bottom left. Darragh Ryan, his goal in the 10th minute, put South Springvale in front. It feels like a long time ago now, but he's found the net again. Casually taken penalty from Darragh Ryan. That one was too good. So to the last of the first 5. It'll be McGuffie for St Albans to take. Here's McGuffie. And he scores. Squeezing it past Gifkins. Went the right way, but put it in the bottom right corner. And all the pressure piles onto Andrew Skladar. It's Skladar. And he coolly slots the penalty. 5-5, and we stay in sudden death kicks. PANEK rolls it in, casual as you like. Ajak PANEK makes it 6-5. He scored the decisive penalty last time. Could it be decisive tonight? Here's Burgess. And he scores 6-6. Maybe we need to get comfortable. We could be here a while. Yet to have a missed penalty. 12 in a row hitting the back of the net. Here's Cullen. And he blazes over. Advantage South Springvale as Cullen sends it both high and wide. And this is the chance for South Springvale to advance to the Dockerty Cup Final. All the pressure on Thomas Brooks. Here it comes. Brooks. He misses. BARESIC was nowhere near it. Went the wrong way. But the Brooks penalty squeezes wide. And the shootout will continue at 6-6. It's agony for South Springvale. And St Albans get a lucky break. ROSMAN now. he scores. Low to the bottom left. Referee calling in BARESIC and Iakonis, two of the youngest players on the pitch. It's Iakonis, and he scores. BARESIC went the wrong way. And now at 7-7 from 8 kicks each, we're really getting into the guys that did not want to take a spot kick. Let's see if they can hold their nerve. Here's HARVEY, and he scores. Gifkins jumping in circles on the line. One literally had him in a spin. Metcalf now. And he scores. It hit the post and stayed in. Heart attack moment for South Springvale, but the ball finds its way into the back of the net. For a split second, it looked like it might be staying out. But South Springvale stay in this shootout at 8-8. So here's DEVLIN. Saved by Gifkins! South Springvale at match point again. Gifkins diving to his right. DEVLIN hit the penalty at a perfect savable height. And Gifkins parries it away. And now it is Kural Nassim to send South Springvale to the Dockerty Cup Final. Nassim, saved by BARESIC. The shootout continues. 10 kicks each, and they still can't be separated. It was a tumbling, bobbling shot, and BARESIC low to his left, able to save the ball. It nearly squeezed underneath him, but St Albans stay alive. And now we're down to the keepers. Two teenage goalies. BARESIC to take. And it's saved! Gifkins with 2 saves in a row. And after getting down to stop his fellow keeper's penalty, he's got to get himself back up and try and put South Springvale into the final. So it's Jordan Gifkins with the adrenaline pumping after saving BARESIC's penalty to send South Springvale to the final. He's done it! South Springvale are going to the Dockerty Cup Final. It took 22 penalty kicks, but they prevail 9-8 in the shootout. It will be South Springvale from State League 1 Southeast who will take on the Melbourne Knights in the Dockerty Cup Final. And look at what it means to these players and to these noisy, vocal, passionate fans. Another special night at the Olympic Village. South Springvale celebrating as they advance to the Dockerty Cup Final. 1-1 after 120 minutes and 9 penalty kicks to 8, defeating the St Albans Saints.
First of all, I guess commiserations on the loss. I mean, one that was really for the emotion there. It was a roller coaster, up and down. Talk us through the whole thing.
I think that speaks for itself. It's never a nice way to end a football match, penalties. I mean, it's good for the supporters, but you know, I think it's a bit false. And I think if you look at the game and look at the chances we had, we should have won it in normal time. But look, that's been our story of the whole season. I sound like a broken tape recorder every time I talk to you guys, but I say it every time, that in open play we create lots and lots of chances and we don't take the chances. And when you're in the league, you know, you can drop a couple of points and you can gain them points back, but you know, opportunities like these guys might never get to play in the semi-final of the Dockerty Cup again. So it's absolutely crucial that you take your chances. And again tonight we failed to take our chances. I think we had 3 or 4 one-on-ones And if you're not going to score in a one-on-one situation, you don't really deserve to win football matches. I'll be honest with you, and that's the way I feel. I think we could have won the game in normal time. Yeah.
Bill, so the roller coaster of emotions, you got that early goal. How were you feeling at that stage?
Defensively, I know that our team is sound. Having gotten that goal, I thought it might travel like that for the rest of the game. But admittedly, that was the first time this year someone has penetrated our defence like that and scored a ripper goal like that. You can't take anything away from that goal from St Albans. Having said that, I thought for moments it might not be our night. The guys, they pressed us and pressed us and pressed us. Our boys stood it, took it, battled, fought. Changes were made, forced. They weren't made because of tactical reasons. You know, we may have lost a couple of boys for the next few weeks, but look, this was a grand final for us, yeah? And so was Hume, and so is this, and now we're going to go to another one. And I've told the boys even before the game tonight, as far as we're concerned, committee and coaching staff, for us you're winners already, and whatever happens from here, we take our hat off to you. And again, they showed their courage tonight. You know, we had our moments. The goals were obviously someone had to win and someone had to lose, but it was just the fairy tale we talk about for the team. The fairy tale story came for the young goalkeeper. Yeah, he's 17 years old. He's had to step in. Our goalkeeper's gone away for a wedding overseas. You know, I've got to take my hat off to the young lad. He was superb tonight.
All right, how about this? So we'll talk us through the penalty shootout. As you said, it's a cruel way of deciding things. But
penalties are lotteries. There's no skill and there's no art. Of course, there's a bit of skill in it because you take a penalty, but you know it can go either way. And I think Springvale were happy to get to the penalties. I think that was their game plan in extra time, was to get to the penalties. You know, heroes 1 minute and you know, and zeros the next. That's what happens in penalty kicks. And it's a ruthless way to go out. I think we showed it with young Tonio BARESIC tonight, who was terrific again. He's pulled us back into it with 2 lovely saves, and unfortunately he's missed his penalty. And it's not a bad penalty. He's hit it into the corner, and he'll be remembered for missing the penalties. And that's unfortunate because Tony played a massive part in getting us here. He's a terrific young keeper. He's got a big future ahead of him. So it's cruel for the likes of young kids like Tony, who's 17, 18, and he goes out the way it does. Nicky Cullen's missed his penalty, but he scored the goal that's taken us to extra time. So yeah, it's a cruel way, penalty kicks. I'm not a big fan unless I'm watching them on TV in the World Cup and whatever. Then it's good. But when it comes to games like this, nah, it's a cruel way. Fair play to Springvale. They've taken their chances. They've taken their penalties well, and they've got themselves into the final, and we haven't done it. So.
And on the penalties, be honest, how was the heart feeling throughout that? Because it was going to go one way or another, and luckily
one way or another. When I saw Craig Metcalf line up, that's when I got worried, because Craig said to me last night at training, "I'm definitely not taking a penalty." And I said, "Why, Craig?" And he said, "No. He goes, I'm going to stay out of it." And when I seen him line it up, I thought, okay, roller coaster ride's over. But he did his job, and Tommy wanted to go earlier in the mix, but we pushed him back in the line. He missed. I mean, that happens. They missed as well. But just for the young boy to save one and score one, I think that's where the story should end, and you know, all the praise should go to him tonight. I mean, that was unbelievable. He'll remember this till the day he dies, I'm pretty sure. He's a young boy, big occasion, stood up, 17 years old. What can you say?
It's a tough cup loss. So how do you get the boys back up and motivate them for the FFA Cup?
It's a tough one. It's a tricky one. I guess there's one slight problem I have with this playing group, and it's the hunger and the desire. Sometimes I think we lack a little bit of it. We lack a bit of clinical, and I think, and ruthless is probably the word, ruthless in front of goals and ruthless at shutting up shop and winning games. So it's going to be hard, but we can only, Steve, Laurie, myself, can only bring them back to the level that we can bring them back to, and then it's up to themselves to, you know, mentally be strong. They may learn off this, you know. We might get to this situation up in Parramatta, because it's got to be finished on the day as well. So we may go to penalty kicks up there, and hopefully they'll have learnt from what's happened here, and learn off it. That's the only sort of positive you can take out of it. But look, we'll do everything we can to pick them back up. They'll be in tomorrow for recovery. We'll put our arm around them, and we'll dust ourselves down and ready to go to Bendigo for another league campaign at the weekend. Yeah.
And would you say this is the biggest achievement for the club in its history so far?
I think so. Well, making the Australian FA Cup, I think, is a huge achievement as well. But this is just a proud moment as well. I mean, who would have thought pre-season that we put this team together and we were going to come this far? We would never have had that vision. But what the beauty is that winning has become a habit. And since the win of Hume here, we haven't lost a game. We've been even in a game with Cranbourne behind 1-0, and they've come back with 2-1. This is 7 on the trot now for us, I think. So I keep telling them that winning is a habit. Maybe they've understood it finally. And yeah, I feel sorry for the boys from St Albans. They put in tonight. I mean, Toby, I said to him that was a mammoth game. That was huge, both ends. Two powerful teams.